This and That and What the Fuck Else, episode 63. In this one, I'll be talking about the sanctions. There's a little scientific tidbit, and then I'll be talking about the UK, the US, and our favorite, the WEF. And there is a scary bloody, what the fuck is this? I found this hilarious, amusing, and tragic. Breaking. The European division of Russia's oldest tour operator, InTourist, started offering winter tour packages to Russia for the EU citizens. Package includes unlimited hot showers, daily visits to Zanduvaskaya Banya, and a heated room with electricity. How? You know, I'm laughing, but can you imagine this? And I read another article where apparently Turkey is expecting around 1 million German tourists for the winter, because it will cost that German less to stay in a good hotel with 3 meals and hot water, whatever, and heat, what he needs, for less than what his energy bill would be in Germany. This is look, I'm laughing, but this is a tragedy. And I cannot understand and believe that the European citizens has allowed that Ursula von der Crazy to do this to them. And then we get that fucking Habeck, that guy. And he's got a major position in the German government. I can imagine that certain industries will simply stop producing for a while. Not go bankrupt, but companies, bakeries, craft businesses, cleaning companies and so on will stop doing business during this year. This guy is of the opinion that you can push the pause button on your business. Fucking idiot. The US has sanctioned an Iranian company accused of coordinating military flights to transport Iranian drones to Russia. Sanctions were also imposed on 3 companies that were engaged in the production of Iranian drones. The US Treasury Department, in a statement, accused Tehran-based Safaran Airport Services of coordinating the Russian military flights between Iran and Russia, including those involving the transport of drones, personnel, and related equipment. Where the fuck does this US get the fucking right from to do something like this? Who can they dictate? How can they dictate to Iran what and to sell to whom? Who the fuck are they? I am actually glad to see what the Russians and the Chinese is doing to the US. I like it. Droning on. US Treasury Department slapped sanctions on Tehran-based Safaran Airport Services for coordinating the Russian military flights between Iran and Russia. How? But the West is going to get exactly what they've been looking for a long time. The rest of the world is done with it. The United States will continue to work on the introduction of new sanctions against Russia due to the events in Ukraine. More sanctions. Who the fuck are they with their sanctions? They have destroyed countries with their sanctions. But what the Russians and the Chinese and the Indians are currently doing on the banking system is making it possible for countries to trade without using any Western instruments. Not only is this an effective way to give the middle finger to the sanctions, but it is also going to work together to finally break the dollar. I feel sorry for the American population, but I don't actually feel, I've got empathy with them but no sympathy. They have chosen those leaders that are doing this. Whilst we are all distracted, trouble ahead, the US is demanding any country that doesn't impose a price cap on Russian oil be sanctioned, meaning China and India, who are massive trade partners with the UK. Biden's arrogant madness will sink what's left of our economy. US warns of sanctions for buyers that ignore the price cap on Russian oil. Who the fuck is the US? Where do they get the right to do this? Treasury guidance would give teeth to G7 plan to curtail Moscow's energy revenues. And reality is going to knock those teeth out. Moscow warned again. Either the 600 billion euros of our pledge deposits will be returned, or you will never see wheat and fertilizers again. We will undertake the reorganization of the world's grain market. It really gives me a nice, warm and fuzzy feeling when I see, because Russia and China and India can do it. Libya, Iraq, Syria, Venezuela were not able to withstand the US terrorists. And then we've got this scientific tidbit. Rare cancers linked to breast enhancement surgery. The US FDA is warning the public about rare cancers forming in the scar tissue which forms around implants, advising patients to be aware of signs of such as swelling, pain, lumps or changes in the skin. The FDA will continue to gather and review all available data, and announcement said. This is an emerging issue and our understanding is evolving. I've read many articles where people have been talking about the detrimental effects of these silicone implants. The president of Serbia has banned gay pride parades in his country. Alexander Vučić announced a decision to the Interior Minister Vulen. Almost all of August, large-scale protests against gay parades took place in the country. Well, I like it. Well done to Serbia. And then we get this from the UK. Warning, people of the world, Sadiq Khan does not speak for the United Kingdom, nor the British people. He does not represent the people of Britain. And I can understand the sentiment, but the fucking reality is that it's no longer London, it's Londonistan. And then this could have been what a fuck. Can you imagine Nigeria celebrating no black men in major government office? And that is that was on the Times. Great offices of state said to contain no white men. What actual fuck is that? Maria Zagarova on Liz Truss. Out of all the Britons, you found this one worthless to make Prime Minister. Bravo, Maria, says the poster. Yes, I like this girl. As Brits faced one of the worst collapses in living standards in a century, Liz Truss may have only weeks to deliver a confidence turnaround in the UK economy or face a surge in violent crime and breakdown in public order caused by cost of living crisis. I've got news for them. Liz Truss is going to get the UK blown off the map. I responded to that post. She does not have what it takes. They need actual businessmen, engineers and economists in charge, not these fucking professional politicians. The UK and the EU is done and will end up real third world countries. The horrors of Kenya's concentration camps by British colonial rule, executions and torture to death. It is estimated that more than 90,000 people were executed and maimed. And that's the legacy of the British Empire. And we've got this one, and this is from my own country. And the guy says, ek sal nie 'n traan stort oor die koningin of koning wat dit aan ons kinders gedoen het. I will not shed tears for the British royalty for having done to our children what they did. Look at that child. And that was from the concentration camps in South Africa. London is 40% white, the crowd isn't. A good visual of how merely walking across borders doesn't magically turn people into native stock. And it was on a response to this post that said, there was total silence outside Buckingham Palace as the news broke, and then the crowds broke into song, God Save the King. And look at that crowd, only white people. And this guy says, my guy, you're usually on point, but with the British you're off. Nothing was done by a genius, it was done at the point of a gun. Simple, we never hear about the millions who died just for non-compliance, but we learn about Churchill, etc., learn both sides of history. Very little genius used, and that is correct. And then we get to the Ukraine. From October 1, Ukrainian women will be liable for military service, will be banned from leaving the country. And I have done a skidmark on this. This is fucked up. And then you get this. see this tragic post on Telegram. The cost of AFU counterattacks. Ukrainian groups are full of photos of dead and missing soldiers. Here are 3 very young girls killed in recent battles. This is really a tragedy. But the West financed the cock, and they keep on financing it. And now we're in the US. After using FBI to suppress sons' crimes and raid political rivals' home, Biden warns democracy in danger. Fuck, what can I say? And this is a gem. This could actually also be a what a fuck. Breaking, Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot plans to build a wall around the city to prevent Governor Greg Abbott from shipping migrants there. Sorry, but we can't have all these people coming into our city and sapping our resources. They gotta go somewhere else, she told reporters. And the ridiculousness is, she has declared Chicago to be a sanctuary city. The Americans has got a lot of shit in their own country that they need to sort out and stay away out of other countries. This is just a tidbit. American communication satellite Galaxy 11 partially collapsed in orbit. Fragments pose a danger to all other active satellites. And then we get this one. This is, you can hit the like please if you agree. Guys, is this true? Not all men just want sex. Some just want to walk and talk about throwing politicians out of helicopters. And if you agree with that, hit the like please. And then there's this shit of the WEF. We still want to destroy Russia. And there at the back, Biden says, I think I just pooped in my pants. And yeah, those are all the cretins that's sitting behind the disaster that is speeding towards the citizens of Europe. And then from Gonzalo Lira, this is not spontaneous. Someone is paying and directing these fools. My bet is the people who've bought up all the farmland. And that was a response to this post. UK Animal Rebellion, which campaigns for a plant-based future, said that the Hatfield site was the 7th milk processing and distribution center it had disrupted in 5 days of protest. And I saw some images about these things. Those farmers must just get together and bliksem 7 sorts of shit out of those protesters. That's what they should do. And then you have this one. WEF puppet meets WEF puppet. If it wasn't so serious, it could have been a fucking joke. Europe is in deep shit. And then we get to that, what a fuck. And this is a sickening fucking story. 31-year-old Dutch transgender has passion for playing football with young girls. Says being allowed into girls' dressing room was the best gift I could get. I'm 31 years old, but I don't feel that way. I'm full of hormones and I feel like a 15-year-old girl. Well, if he goes into my granddaughter's bathroom, he will get a first-hand experience of what it feels when you are filled with raging hormones. And on that shit note, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, and share the thing. Thank you for your support.